this episode of Setbacks and Solutions, we're going to be doing a ride along with me with Mick here. And we haven't done one of these in a while, so I thought it would be good. So I'm just going to take you through my ride, through my warm-up, through what we've been working on. And I thought that would be fun today. It has been a little bit inconsistent with the work, which is always a challenge this time of year because we've had a ton of rain here in California. So we actually have these giant tarps. The tarp is down there that we use to cover the arena. So that's why we're down here in the big jump arena. And it's just, we're lucky to have the tarps, but then it's also been, he's had some extra time off. And on the days off, what I do with him is I can trail ride him around the property, which has been a lot of fun. I did some trotting through the rain with him the other day. And then we also have this big round pen where we can do some lunging. And so I've been working a little bit on the piaffe with him in hand. So definitely been doing lots, just not always riding in the arena. So for the warm-up, I like to spend a lot of time at the walk, just giving him that chance to warm up, really feeling the rhythm of the walk. And then I also, while I'm walking, I check in with my position, but I also think about helping Mick a little bit with his suppleness and with his straightness. So Mick always likes to push his haunches a little bit to the right. And so in the walk, I can do some little lateral stuff, just testing that. So for example, here, I might test, okay, can I push the hip in? Can I ride a little haunches in? And you could see he was a little bit like, oh, that's hard to get my right hind under me. Let's go again. Wait for him to there. Good boy. Good boy. And then straighten him out of it. But you can do a lot of gymnasticizing. So here I'll do a little renvers in the walk. A lot of gymnasticizing with your horse. And also anytime that you're doing the haunches in or the renvers or the shoulder in, any of those movements are also working on engaging the hindquarters. So I just kind of play. I'm going to turn up the center line, ride a half pass to the left. It's always with Mick, this right hind left rein connection is really a challenge on him. There. Good boy. And I know that he's haunches leading a little bit in that half pass, but I'm okay with that. Good boy. Good boy. And walking, get the rhythm back. Follow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ride a little bit of shoulder into the right. Follow. 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 It's nice to be in a big open arena, and it's also a little bit of a challenge when you don't have your perfect dressage court, that you have to really make sure that your horse is on the aids. So here I'm going to do a half pass to the right. And I do have mirrors in front of me, so I can use that. I don't want to let him go too low. So a lot of my horses I warm up low and round, but Mick, I tend to like to warm him up a little bit more up in the frame. Good boy, because he wants to go down. So it's kind of funny how with horses you always want to do a little bit the opposite of what they want. If they want to go too low, then you bring them a little bit more up. If they want to be really upright in their neck, then you want to ask them to be a little bit lower. And do the same thing to the left here. Try to get the shoulders leading a little more. The haunches are leading there. Good boy. No. Shoulder in a few steps. And then just starting off in the trot with some nice easy circles. And again, I don't have, obviously he's not in a perfect show frame yet, but I don't have him too low. I just kind of think about starting off in a horizontal balance for him. Boy. I like to do lots of serpentines, changes of direction, really making sure that I can have him bending in both directions around my inside leg. I can give on the inside rein, and he stays around the inside leg. Up to the canter. Activity, energy, activity, energy. Check my position. Stretch up, heels down. Sit connected. Shoulder forward right. I always have to think with him about sitting on the inside seat bone in both directions. He always kind of pushes me off that inside hind leg. And I really want to make sure that he's in self carriage, that I can give the rein. They're spooked at something. There's these sandbags on the side of the ring. So I think that surprised him. But that's okay. So active and energy and forward enough. Good boy. Super. And then I also, in the warm-up, test a little bit that I can collect him. Good. And go. And collect. And go. Good boy. And collect. I'm going to do a change of lead through the trot. Boy. Make sure I get him from the left leg to the right rein. The left leg canter is always a little bit harder to have him really stay on his hind leg. One thing that I've really been working on with Mick is getting him stronger on his right hind leg, because it's definitely his weaker hind leg. So for this transition, that was actually quite good for him. But I really want to feel like I can get him to sit on the right hind leg in the transition to left leg canter. I'm thinking about rhythm and that I can follow. Boy, and I can give a little. And I can go. And I can come back. And I can still be soft. And he's not falling to the right. Boy, and I can go a little. Boy, and I can come a little back. Boy, and trot. Actually feels really, really good today. Good boy. So usually with Mick at the end of my little warm-up segment, that is when I stretch him really down over his back, over the top line. Sometimes with him, I think a little bit more about getting him out with his nose as opposed to going super low in his neck. But again, I always want to stretch your horses. Even these upper level horses, even in a double bridle, they still need to be able to stretch. It's super important. Good boy, buddy. Feels pretty good today. So I think my plan next is I'm going to give him a little bit of a walk break. And then I've been playing a little bit with some half steps. So that might be fun for you to see, because I think he's come pretty far with his half steps. And the half steps with Mick really help him because he has such big movement. Like his natural gaits are so big and lofty, which is of course beautiful. But then it's hard sometimes to make the gaits smaller. Like it's hard for him to sit and stay quick and stay active. So we'll see what I can do here. I'm going to take up the contact. Good boy. Boy, I just try to get a few steps And then let him walk again. Good. And I have mirrors down in this arena, which is super helpful because sometimes what you feel and what it looks like, especially with the half steps, good boy, boy, super, good boy, boy. I'm pretty excited because you can see he has a lot of talent. I think the PF he's going to be really good at, but it's been a little bit tricky with him because he can get quite defensive, and then he'll like stop and put his head up, and so I've had to just be careful about building his confidence when I ask for the half steps, because it's a movement that, of course, it like requires a lot of sitting and a lot of collection, and it's kind of, you're telling him go but don't go at the same time, which is not so easy. Oh, just try. It also gets him a little hot, which I love. Good boy. And sometimes like here, I'm doing it on a little bit of a curved line. So a little bit of a circle line, which is, because he knows the other thing I've been working on is doing half steps into schooling pirouette. But I want half steps first, buddy. Super. Good boy. Good boy. Boy. Then we can do our schooling pirouette. Good. Boy. And you can see how this is still a stretch for him, but good. Super. Boy. Boy. Especially the collected work is important, that you don't ask the horse to hold it for too long, because it's difficult for them. And so you want to make sure that you get a few steps and then reward it and make it fun for them. Make it something that they want to do instead of that you're forcing them to do it. You'll see when I go to the left, remember how I mentioned that that right hind is weaker? So it's a lot more difficult on the left side. Good. Boy. Stay. I know. Good. Super. And then I'm going to let him go forward out of it. So again, it's definitely not confirmed. It's not polished in any way, but that's the beginning. And a little bit, I need to start teaching him that stuff. Like I need to, oops, that was my fault. I need to teach him how to make himself smaller with this more collected work, because if I wait for too long, it's going to be hard for him. He's not going to have enough time to build the strength. Super. Good. That was exciting. Good boy. Good boy. Super boy. So definitely, this is a real training day. Some good and some bad, but boy. And then sometimes I like to just kind of go after all that collected work, make sure I can just go a little in half seat and let him go forward. And I think I might try that change to the right again and see if I can get him to do it. I didn't love that he kicked out, but what I did like was that he stayed really on the hind leg. Like, I don't know how he managed to kick out and still stay on the hind leg. Let's see if we can try that again. So after the stretch, it's hard though, because I have to figure out, right after I stretch him like that, how can I get him back on the hind leg? A little more collected. There. Good. Oops, that was late behind. That wasn't good. So funny, he was like really struggling with the change to the left for a while. And now the change to the right. Good boy. Super. Good. Yeah. Super. Good boy. A little medium. Good boy. That's pretty fun. Trot. Nice. Good boy. Super. Boy, I'm pretty happy with that. But so oftentimes I'll use the half steps and a little bit of the schooling pirouette stuff to get him more engaged before I start with the flying changes. Because if I go into the flying changes and it's too big, then he just doesn't change behind. So I hope you enjoyed this video of Setbacks and Solutions. I'm going to do a little bit more of half steps and trot work, and I'll put that on the Patreon channel. So if you want to see more behind the scenes footage with Mick, make sure to subscribe to the Patreon channel. And that's also just a little way that you can help out and support us and support Mick. And then our next episode, I haven't filmed yet, but I think we have some exciting updates and some exciting changes coming in the future for Mick. So I'm really happy with how he's doing. And, it's definitely a long, slow process, and there's good days and there's bad days. I was feeling a little frustrated a couple days ago, but now that I've been able to ride him for a few days, I think he's doing really well. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you get notified when you see the next video. And if you're a Patreon member, then head over to Patreon. We're going to do a little bit more trot work on that channel. So we'll see you over there.